Hey, what's up? I got a 1999 BMW 323i, which the speakers are popping and crackling. The surrounds are probably gone. And I picked up some cheap model Kenwood two-ways. I know these doors are considered to be mid-bass, I believe. But I don't no longer have the factory head unit, so I think two-ways will be fine, and they are 17 years old, so I assume that they've never been out. And I did pick up some Kenwood's 6.5 inch two-ways. There's the model number. I don't know, they're just cheap. They were about $31 plus tax. So there is a little bit of a pain to, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of videos of taking your panel off. Obviously there's the other door speaker, and I think everybody knows how to take a panel off by now if they don't. But I'll show you a quick video. We'll start by taking out the speaker. There's 3 screws, one here, one there, there's one at top. So it ain't like a regular speaker really fits in here. So that with some screws and spacers, new screws. I'll show you the length when they come out. Alright, let's get started real quick. I'll show you how to cut out. We're going to cut out the basket of the old one. Take out the foam. And you can see you can see it's all down in there. The surround's gone. There's the factory connector. We're going to keep the factory connector. We're going to solder. And this goes pretty easy once you have the parts. I'll show you real quick though. Clumsy. Trying to give you some extra light at the cost of being fumbly. And as you can see, the screw threads will be about almost double the length you want. Plus, I'll show you. Okay, so here we go. Here's the factory speaker. Surrounds out. Make sure you get all your pieces out of there. There's some pieces here. Make sure you get all that out. You can pop up the grill if you want. They start to kind of crack. Keep your foot off those when you open up the door. But anyways, here we go. I'm going to show you how to save. Use this basket for a harness for the next one. You snip these all right around the edge. Good pair of nippers. Oh, you know what? I should have did it from the top. Because of that. 2 little wires, snipped them off in there. Then around here, I'm going to try to snip. You can take Dremel tools, you can take everything you want. I'm sure everything will work good. Actually, I think I'm going to pop a couple of these. I like it. And if you pull these out, pull the top off, you can kind of see around here a little better to kind of snip your way up here. You can see where I cut right there. Just try to get in there and make another cut. And you'll kind of make a gap right there. And that'll give you room to get in there with your cutters a little farther. Sometimes. Or not. Like that, just a little bit more. We're trying to save this original housing. I'm going to snip so we got a little extra room here. And hopefully get our snips in just enough to teeter this off. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there's our housing. Here's the speaker. What's left of it. Tore off the cone off the top. Snipped our way around. So now we got a housing here. Make sure you get the foam and stuff off of here, because it will get down everywhere. And there's some rubber sealant, I guess. But this is pretty protected from the other end of the door. Let me wipe off my hands. Okay. Then right here, there's two tangs that stick down. Right here. And they're kind of close to, when you get ready to put this down on the speaker, they're just close right here. I don't like them being too close. I don't cause any problems, so I'll snip those off at the bottom there, just a little. So right there and right there, just to give a little room so it ain't touching. Then the speaker will, you see the old speaker is a lot thinner, or would have been a lot thinner, and it's definitely, you had a lot more room. These are a lot smaller. You would have another like an inch or so to go if you want to go with higher end speakers or better, or even go back to mid bass and go, you know, your three-way up front or something. But I'm looking for an inexpensive. So, and these kind of set down in here and they catch in the groove down in here. Then you got, these are bolts, are, you know, threads. They're not like a down in here you will have, like, you know, it's not like a screw. It's like, I guess it's a screw, but it's not a self-tapping screw. It's definitely, and they got inserts. So now we're just gonna take, that fits in there nice and tight. This can go over the top to hold it down. Then we're going to solder our wires from back and forth. So let's do that. Always, best thing seems like, especially when you start soldering, is to use a little towel or something. Get you a short wire. And I go this way, I solder from this side because of the way I bend over the wire. Okay. I need like another hand for solder. No, I really do.
What do you need?
Hold on. I got it. Give me a second. I got skills. This is horrible. Okay. I cannot solder at all. Where's all my solder going? This is going bad. Yeah, hold this. Here. This is not good. I need a third arm to do this. And solder's just... Okay. Okay. It's good. Okay. Wait, hold on. Alright, give me some. See how it goes with an extra hand? A lot nicer. Okay. Then all that took a million years. Okay. We'll go ahead. Let me get our solder off here. This one comes into a little bit of a play. Okay. It's best when you're soldering speakers if you can take... Sometimes I don't like to use damp cloths, but get the cloths under there real good, just in case that solder goes through and messes up your cheap set of speakers. You'd be crying. Okay, I need some room. You can scoot back a little with that. They don't gotta be close. I think we're good there. Go back to soldering. Your shadows over the light. There you go. Okay. Okay, now pull that out. This will set back in here. Remember, you only have these 3 screws. Right there, right there, and right there. And if you look close, there'll be 3 points. Right here, and right here. We'll do a little silicone just to and you can see right through here, I'm going to put a little silicone, why not, right in those little areas, and then right down here. Then also your speaker is going to go on, the housing will go on, and you can see up here, there's a distance gap. I mean, that's snug tight, if you look from the top. And the sides, anywhere down here. Can you see down here? You can see how there's a distance, and that's going to be the purpose for spacers. Now, with it being tight, there's no slop. I mean, just me holding it down, I can't hardly move it. So it's not going to take a whole lot. So first, I'm going to go ahead and set up some screws. And what I got here is the screws that go through here. Let's see. Now there is a purpose to this wire, hopefully, if I can get it to come out right. If I can get it straight enough, this wire will separate and go into a channel for us for at the end. Let me see. Kind of the purpose of it will be these wires should go back and go down in with the foam. You see that? It kind of go down there. You work them down in there. Bend the wires. That's why I soldered these the front way, so I pull back on it and push it down into those areas. Kind of gives it, I mean, yeah, it might be too much, but you know what. Then, okay. Now I'm going to set up these screws with these spacers. Always be careful, you know, you don't want to set your cheap speakers down on something, but okay. Now to set up the screw. The screw is going to first have a washer on it. Wait, a certain size washer. Hold on. Here's your regular screws. I got everything messed up. Okay. The top washer, of course, to keep it from falling through. Looks like more than adequate for, okay. Then we're going to go with a small spacer on the bottom, because if not, well, first of all, let me explain. Depending on how if you make your spacers, if you buy your spacers, if you look at this, look down here on top. If you look down on top, the spacer will go through. So if you make your spacers longer, which that's alright, I mean it keeps it tighter, but I'm looking, I originally made these so they will stick in there and hold out, depending on if you make your own spacers or if you go to your hardware store and find some nylon spacers. But to get the distance just right, I put a small washer on bottom. Can you scoot back a little? Well, I don't know how close. So I put a small washer on bottom to keep the nylon washer, the spacer, from going up. which I'm using a little silicone here to keep everything in space. Then there'll be another washer before the bottom. And that'll be it. So, and that washer will keep from kind of pushing down on that brass and maybe smashing that nylon washer, but it's going to be more than enough to hold it. Okay, let me get these other 3 screws made. Watch this. I know I'm sloppy with this. There we go. There's our second screw made. Hope my screws don't fall apart. They're almost coming apart. This is not good. Okay, maybe I should have waited. Actually, if you could silicone your screws up and have them set up. What's going on?
The washer fell off.
It'll probably work out better. You guys do this however you really want. You don't have to do none of this. Okay, all our screws and spacers are on. Okay, let's put our speaker in. Now this is just a slim model speaker. Nothing much. Okay, we're going to go to these points again. Right in here. On where those 3 lips are. I'm just going to go through with a little silicone. It ain't hurting nothing, but could be a waste of time. And on each one of these pillars, you can put a dash of. Okay, so you can put a little dash on each of those. I'm just doing it out of precaution to make sure everything stays tight. Everything's gonna rattle. You know, I don't know. Okay. Then the cover should go on. Okay, we lost a washer. I heard it drop. This is really sloppy. I guess if you had the chance, you could set up those spacers, or you could just like knock it out of the park the first time and not do all this extra little piddly stuff. Everybody's got their own way. I'm gonna come around here. And look at this. Come around here a little farther. You can see kind of how the screw and everything works out. Just perfect. But I'm sure you can find your perfect way. And come up here. You might be able to see better with this one. Can you get a good shot of that, how that spacer is to it? Okay. And you can get these pretty snug and tight. So, if you're worried about them backing out or anything weird, you could have used a little blue Loctite in the screw holes. Throw a little silicone around the screw heads and the piece. Silicone's terrible stuff. It doesn't want to let loose of whatever it gets a hold of. Okay, back to wires. Now, depending on where you're at, you can feed these around in the factory loop. And if you end up having too much space, you can twist and bend these up on the end. And that's the same spot the foam will go down into. So, you might have to fight with the foam too. Just makes for a little nice. And you know what? The foam's going to come down, and you're looking at a lot less space. Where's the foam? You know, the foam also comes in and it sits around these. There's definitely this one. There's one right here that sets there. You can see them. They set up a little higher to hold the foam. The foam's also held in by a little bit by each of the pillars. Then one here. So I'm going to start by putting some silicone down in that wire, just to hold it in. It don't go start rattling around, hopefully. It can always be pulled out. Pillars, get a little up in there, get them around each of one of these little go heavy with the silicone in some of these spots, because your foam's not going to set all the way in there like it did before, because the wire's in there a little bit. So we still maintained our factory connection, which can be wired right back in the door. And it's kind of thick and sloppy around here, but that's what I'm kind of going for. Because that baffle is going to be all around there. Alright. Okay. Sorry it's taking so long. I mean, I didn't have really... I had the wire prepped and cut, but we're almost done. Besides that, your connection's already your BMW factory connection. And this is going to go back on. There's the double-sided connector side. But if you look around this edge, that foam will go down in this edge a little bit. There's that tang I was talking about. Then just kind of get your foam back in there if you can a little bit. The silicone's at the bottom. Work it around there a little. And if you feel like it, I mean, you can always go back. Here, I'll do it real quick. You can always go back and throw a little silicone to help hold anything, to help hold the baffle on. And if you're in a hurry, I'd let it set for about 20 minutes at least, if you can. The silicone really, here, get over here real quick. Just get it on the foam. You can see where I spread it. You can see all the shiny, but that should be it. And I'm not using a factory head unit anymore, so mid-bass, original factory speaker is in there. I believe it was mid-bass. It really isn't the same anymore. My cameraman is being funny, isn't he? Gotta love your BMW and everything that comes with them, don't you? And just play with this around there a little bit and make sure you get that back around your connection. But yeah, you're gonna be missing out a big time on your magnet. The magnet's stuck up this high. You're actually gonna lose about seems like 4 to 5 pounds from that old magnet. So yeah, these are just cheap Kenwood speakers. The other ones were blown on cheap. They're $31 plus tax at Best Buy, and you know, I'll be happy with it. They'll be alright. But anyways, there you go. Hoped I helped someone out. I really didn't know what I was going to do. I was looking at getting some factory replacements, but didn't really want to pay the price. $31 and a little time. I think it'll be okay. You know, they're not. Hopefully, they're not popping. So that's it. Thanks. Like if you like. Dislike if you dislike. I don't know what to tell you with the old grills. They might make a good frisbee or something. Or, you know, hang them on the wall, you know. Alright, thanks for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Alright, have a good day.